Have you ever wondered, why do your feet feel sore like you just walked for miles? Your joints feel stiff, and your ankles or knees swell up every morning, despite eating healthy the day before? You exercise regularly, eat a balanced diet, stay loyal to your morning eggs for protein, and drink plenty of water, yet the pain just refuses to go away. The truth is, it might not be about what you eat, but what you eat with it. And there is one seemingly harmless food pairing that can silently push people over the age of 60 into a state of chronic inflammation, causing pain in the arms and legs. Eggs paired with the wrong foods. Why eggs can become a double-edged sword for older adults. Eggs are famously known as a superfood, rich in protein, vitamin B12, and choline, which help with memory, muscle strength, and energy. But as we age, our digestive system slows down, our immune system becomes more sensitive, and our bodies can be triggered into inflammation by food combinations that seem completely harmless. For people over the age of 60, eating eggs together with certain foods can cause inflammation to flare up. This can lead to stiff joints, calf pain, swelling in the ankles or knees, and may even affect the nerves and your ability to move comfortably. This is especially dangerous if you are already dealing with arthritis or nerve pain, as it can worsen your symptoms and lower your quality of life. Today, we are going to uncover 6 types of food that you should never eat together with eggs, and the reasons why these combinations can quietly do more harm than you realize. Before we get started, if this is your first time visiting the channel, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on health tips designed just for you. And if you agree with me that health should always be your #1 priority, type the number 1 in the comments section. But if you think I need to improve this content, feel free to type the letter A to let me know. Refined carbohydrates, white bread, bagels, muffins. Picture your perfect morning. The kitchen is filled with the comforting smell of freshly baked bread. A warm bagel smothered in rich cream cheese. Or a fluffy muffin sitting next to a golden sunny side-up egg. For many people, that is more than just breakfast, it is a little slice of nostalgia. A reminder of slow weekend mornings and laughter shared over a hot cup of coffee. But as we move into our later years, there is one honest question we need to ask. What is that seemingly harmless breakfast actually doing to your body, especially your legs, knees, and daily energy levels? Here is the truth. Refined carbohydrates like white bread, bagels, or muffins have been stripped of almost all their fiber and natural nutrients. Once digested, they quickly turn into sugar in your bloodstream, causing your blood sugar to spike. Your body responds as if it is under attack. The immune system sends out inflammation signals to protect you. That might sound helpful, but over time, repeated spikes wear down the soft tissues around your joints, especially your knees, ankles, and feet, the very parts of your body that have carried your weight your entire life. For people over 60 years old, when blood circulation and metabolism have already slowed down, these blood sugar shocks are even more dangerous. Inflammation may no longer be just a short-term reaction, it can become chronic, lingering in your legs and making each step heavier, more painful, and more exhausting. If you pair refined carbs with eggs, which are rich in protein and fat, digestion becomes even slower, giving inflammation more time to build up in your gut and spread throughout your body. It finds its way to the joints already weakened by age or arthritis. So, what seems like an innocent breakfast, a slice of white bread with scrambled eggs, might actually be the silent culprit behind your morning stiffness or that aching pain in your feet by the evening. The pain you think just appeared might have started right there at breakfast. Now, this does not mean you have to give up everything you love. But once you understand the cause, you get to make smarter choices. Whole grain bread instead of white, eggs with vegetables instead of a bagel, or fresh fruit with yogurt instead of a muffin. These small swaps still keep the warmth and deliciousness you love, but without quietly punishing your joints and feet. Because at the end of the day, food is not just fuel, it is either helping you walk strong, or silently stealing your freedom to move. And you deserve to start each day with both great taste and lasting strength. Cheese, a familiar friend that is not always so harmless. Let's be honest, it is hard to resist a golden, fluffy omelet topped with gooey, melted cheese, or soft scrambled eggs sprinkled with rich, creamy cheese. For many older adults, cheese is more than just food, it is a memory, a source of comfort, a flavor that has been with them throughout life. A slice of cheese on your morning sandwich, or a few spoonfuls melted over pasta. That is a little joy that feels irreplaceable. But here is a truth that often gets overlooked. That seemingly harmless topping might quietly be contributing to the joint pain, swelling, and stiffness you deal with every day. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation. And unfortunately, the type of cheese most often found at breakfast, especially processed or melted cheese, contains several ingredients known to trigger inflammation in joints and muscles, particularly in the lower body. These types of cheese tend to be high in saturated fats, preservatives, artificial flavorings, and a dairy protein called casein. In younger people, a healthy digestive system can break down casein fairly easily. But after the age of 60, with reduced digestive efficiency, casein can become a troublemaker, sparking low-grade inflammation throughout the body. On top of that, the saturated fats put added stress on the liver and blood vessels, leaving your body in a state that is constantly prone to inflammation flare-ups. What makes it worse is when cheese, already dense and fatty, is paired with eggs, which are also nutritious but slow to digest. Together, they create a truly heavy meal. Food moves more slowly through your digestive system, forcing your body to work overtime for hours. During that time, inflammation is triggered, spreading throughout your system, and heading straight for vulnerable spots: knees, calves, and ankles. Many people notice their knees swelling, calves aching, or ankles feeling tight, especially right after a meal or first thing in the morning. This discomfort is not just a minor nuisance. Over time, it chips away at your mobility and your confidence. When every step feels heavy, simple joys like checking the mailbox, walking around the house, or tending to the garden suddenly feel like major challenges. Moments that used to bring you happiness are slowly replaced by hesitation, or even fear of the pain returning. The sad part is, the culprit might be sitting right there on your familiar breakfast plate, disguised as a comfort food. And cheese is not the only hidden player in this story. There are even certain vegetables we have always believed to be healthy, but in reality, they could be quietly fueling inflammation, making joint pain last even longer. In the next part, we will explore exactly which unexpected offenders they are, and why they might surprise you. Nightshade vegetables: tomatoes, bell peppers, potatoes, eggplant. Colorful, but not always so innocent. From a young age, we were taught that eating lots of vegetables helps us stay strong and live longer. And in most cases, that is absolutely true. Vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, all the good stuff our bodies need. But once we pass the age of 60, especially if you often deal with joint stiffness or arthritis, there is one truth that rarely gets mentioned: not all vegetables are harmless. Let's talk about nightshade vegetables: tomatoes, bell peppers, potatoes, and eggplant. They are vibrant, colorful, and featured in countless healthy recipes. From red and yellow bell peppers in omelets to fresh tomato salads or crispy roasted potatoes. At first glance, these seem like great choices to start your day. But for many older adults, these colorful friends could be quietly triggering those frustrating joint aches, especially in the knees, feet, and ankles. The reason lies in a natural compound called solanine. For some people, solanine can interfere with nerve signaling and trigger inflammation responses. As we age, the liver and kidneys, the body's main filtering organs, become less efficient. This makes it easier for solanine to build up in the system, irritating soft tissue and leading to symptoms like joint stiffness, swelling, or even a burning sensation deep inside the joints. The tricky part is that these symptoms are often mistaken for arthritis or nerve pain. So most people never even think to question their food. You might notice it most clearly in the morning: heavy knees, sore feet when you first stand up, or tight, uncomfortable ankles. Few people would ever connect that discomfort to a few slices of tomato in their scrambled eggs, or some crispy potatoes on the side. But your body knows, and it reacts. What makes it worse is that many people combine nightshade vegetables with eggs, thinking they are making a balanced breakfast, protein from the eggs, vitamins from the vegetables. But if you are sensitive to solanine, this is like creating the perfect storm. Aging already forces your immune system to deal with more inflammation. Adding solanine on top of that can push your body into a state of chronic inflammation. The result? Pain and stiffness that do not show up right away, but build up silently and strike when you least expect it. So what should you do? This does not mean everyone over 60 needs to completely eliminate tomatoes or potatoes. But if you are eating healthy, exercising regularly, and still dealing with unexplained joint pain, it might be time to cut out nightshades for a while and see how your body responds. And remember, nightshades might not be the only hidden troublemakers. In many cases, the real accomplice is sitting on another corner of your breakfast plate: processed meats like bacon, sausage, or ham. These are loaded with salt, saturated fats, and other compounds that can make inflammation flare up even worse. In the next section, you will learn why those seemingly harmless slices of meat might be making your joints cry out after just one meal. For many Americans over 60, the sound of bacon sizzling in the pan each morning is more than just breakfast. It is the flavor of memories, warm family mornings, joyful laughter, and the energy of younger days. For years, a hot plate of eggs with a few slices of sausage or ham may have become a comforting morning ritual. Tasty, familiar, and soothing. But here is a truth most people overlook. That seemingly innocent combination might quietly be fueling the pain in your legs, swelling in your knees, and stiffness in your joints every morning. Many chalk it up to just aging, but the real cause might be sitting right there on your plate. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and ham are loaded with sodium nitrate, artificial preservatives, and saturated fats. These are powerful inflammation triggers. After the age of 60, the risk becomes even greater, because the liver and kidneys are no longer as efficient at filtering out toxins, and blood circulation slows down. This makes it easier for inflammation to settle in, especially in vulnerable areas that carry a lot of pressure, like your knees, ankles, and feet. It gets even more serious when you pair these meats with eggs. While eggs are nutritious, they also contain a compound called sulfur. When the sulfur from eggs combines with nitrates from processed meats, it can encourage the production of uric acid in the bloodstream. High levels of uric acid are the spark behind painful gout flare-ups, sharp, burning pain and redness in the feet or knees. And the tricky part is, the pain does not always show up right away. You might feel totally fine in the morning, but by late afternoon, your joints suddenly swell up and burn, and you would never suspect breakfast as the cause. This kind of silent inflammation does more than just cause discomfort. It slows down your mobility, makes walking more difficult, throws off your balance, and increases the risk of falls. Over time, the ongoing pain weakens your muscles, drains your energy, and wears down your mental resilience. Eventually, it does not just take away your health, it chips away at your independence. Something many older adults treasure deeply. Imagine this: you love tending your garden, taking afternoon strolls, or simply checking the mail. But when every step comes with the fear, what if my joints swell up again? Those little joys start to disappear, replaced by hesitation and limitation. So next time you reach for a slice of crispy bacon or a hot sausage, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is a few minutes of flavor worth days of joint pain? If your answer gives you pause, maybe it is time to explore gentler choices for your joints and your body. There are plenty of ways to keep the warmth and comfort of breakfast, without letting it silently burden your legs. Margarine, the artificial spread that once promised health but delivered pain. There was a time when margarine was hailed as a heart-healthy miracle. Commercials, brochures, even doctors used to say, skip the butter and switch to margarine to avoid saturated fats. Millions of people, especially those who cared deeply about their health, followed that advice. Many older adults still remember those years vividly, pushing aside the butter dish and replacing it with a golden tub of margarine, believing they were doing the best thing for their bodies. But modern science has revealed a harsh truth: margarine, especially the industrial kind made from hydrogenated oils, contains trans fat, one of the most dangerous types of fat ever added to food. In fact, trans fat has been completely banned in many countries due to its severe health risks. And yet, for years, it was a regular part of our morning meals. After the age of 60, the body becomes more sensitive to the kinds of fat we consume. Cells grow weaker, joints lose their elasticity, and the body's ability to fight inflammation declines. Trans fat does not just trigger inflammation throughout the body, it also stiffens blood vessels, disrupts circulation, and reduces the body's ability to absorb vital nutrients that keep your joints and muscles healthy. What is even more dangerous is how margarine is often used, melted on toast, or used to fry eggs. When heated, trans fats and oxidized compounds form, placing an even greater burden on the body. These compounds trigger oxidative stress, a damaging process that breaks down collagen, the cushion that protects your joints, and reduces blood flow to your legs. The result? Symptoms many people simply blame on aging: numbness in the feet, nighttime leg cramps, dull pain in the calves, aching knees after standing too long. The problem is, these effects do not appear overnight. They build up, breakfast after breakfast, week after week, month after month. By the time we notice, we are not only dealing with high cholesterol or heart disease, but also chronic inflammation, stiff joints, and a gradual loss of mobility. Picture this. You wake up hoping to take your usual walk around the park. But after just a few steps, your ankles feel tight, and a sharp pain shoots through your calves. Or maybe you are laughing with your grandkids, only to find yourself sitting down because your knees ache so badly you can barely stand. That feeling is more than discomfort, it is stealing precious moments from your life. Sugar, from jam, jelly, ketchup, or sweet drinks. A taste of nostalgia or the silent trigger behind your joint pain? There is something comforting about the sweet memories of mornings past. A golden slice of toast topped with glistening strawberry jam, a plate of warm eggs with a dash of tangy ketchup, or a cold glass of orange juice sparkling in the early sunlight. For many, these were more than just breakfast items, they were little rituals of joy. A reward, well earned after years of hard work. But after the age of 60, even small doses of sweetness can quietly set off a chain reaction that does more than just spike your blood sugar. It can lead to real, lasting pain in your legs and joints. When we are young, the body processes sugar quickly. The pancreas releases insulin efficiently. Cells respond well, and sugar is delivered where it is needed to produce energy. But as we grow older, this process slows down, the pancreas becomes less effective, and cells are less responsive to insulin. What used to be a harmless treat now acts as a trigger for inflammation, placing extra stress on both the nervous system and the blood vessels. When sugar floods into your bloodstream, blood sugar levels spike, and insulin surges in an attempt to bring them down. This rapid rise and fall causes inflammation in the soft tissue around joints and along blood vessel walls. Over time, this leads to a process known as glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins in the body, making tissues stiff, cartilage less flexible, and blood flow to the legs more restricted. The result? You might feel tingling or numbness in your feet when you wake up, a burning sensation along your calves after walking, or stiff knees every morning. Few would think that something as simple as a spoonful of jam or a glass of fruit juice could be the culprit, but your body remembers it well. For older adults, especially those with diabetes, prediabetes, or poor circulation, sugar is not just sweetness, it becomes a stealthy intruder, disrupting your body's balance, slowing recovery, weakening your immune system, and delaying the healing of even minor injuries like bruises or scratches. What is even more concerning is that what begins as a little discomfort or mild soreness can, over time, develop into chronic pain. When that happens, everyday actions, walking, climbing stairs, or simply standing in the kitchen, become real challenges. Many people slowly lose their ability to move freely, all because of damage that accumulated quietly over years. Starting with those little sweet things at breakfast. So the next time you reach for a thick spread of jam on toast, drizzle ketchup over your eggs, or pour a full glass of juice, ask yourself, is that fleeting moment of sweetness worth trading for days of joint pain, sore legs, and a gradual loss of mobility? By now, you can probably see it clearly. Sometimes, it is the foods that seem perfectly harmless: a crispy strip of bacon, a soft slice of white bread, a a creamy layer of cheese, a few fresh tomato slices, a spoonful of sweet jam, or that glossy spread of margarine on toast, that are actually the hidden culprits silently fueling inflammation, making your legs and joints quietly suffer day after day. The danger is, these effects do not show up right away. They build up slowly, breakfast after breakfast, week after week, month after month, until one day, you realize you are losing your comfort, your confidence, and even your freedom to move. The good news is, you can change that. Starting with tomorrow's breakfast, the key lies in gently swapping out those inflammation triggers for foods that nourish your joints, support circulation, and sustain your energy. Try pairing your eggs with low-starch greens like spinach, kale, or broccoli. These are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and support tissue repair. Replace white bread with whole grain bread or rolled oats to add fiber. Balance blood sugar levels, and keep your energy steady throughout the morning. Use healthy fats from avocado, extra virgin olive oil, or unrefined coconut oil instead of margarine or refined oils. These fats nourish your cells and protect your blood vessels. Choose whole, fresh fruits with their skin on instead of fruit juices or sugary jams, to get the full benefit of fiber, vitamins, and a lower dose of refined sugar. These changes may seem small, but over time, they can make a huge difference. Less inflammation, better circulation, more endurance, and a stronger, more flexible body, even in your golden years. Remember, breakfast is not just a habit. It is your launchpad for a healthier day. Every choice you make in the morning can help determine whether you walk with ease or struggle with every step in the years to come. So starting tomorrow, let your breakfast become your ally, a peaceful, energizing beginning that protects your joints and powers each step you take. Because your health, your comfort, and your independence deserve to be prioritized every single day, beginning with your very first bite. If you found today's information helpful, let me know by leaving a comment below. Share your story. Have you ever experienced joint pain that you now realize might have been connected to your breakfast? I would truly love to hear from you, because your experience might be just what someone else needs to hear to help them through a similar challenge. And if you would like to keep receiving simple, practical health tips to stay flexible and energized at this stage of life, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, you will never miss a new video. And if you think this video could help someone you care about, a friend, a family member, do not hesitate to share it with them. We are here to live well, stay joyful, and hold on to our independence for as long as we can, together.